Hi everyone, my name is Jenny and this is my youngest daughter Amy. We are super excited to do this video today. We've been talking about it for months. We are South Africans, lived most of my life in South Africa, and we moved to Atlanta 2 years ago. And every day we mention and speak about how different the South African English is to the American English. Little words, little vocab words and expressions, and we would never have guessed how different the South African English, I mean, we all speak English, so how different it is and how easily you get misunderstood. So we have a list and we have a few props, and we're going to tell you, maybe you're coming to visit the States or maybe you're moving here. I'm sure this is going to help you out.
Okay, so let's get started.
Let's get started. So the first word I have, I'm going to do the South African words, and Amy has been at school in America for 2 years and she is very good at putting on an American accent and speaking to her friends with her American accent and speaking to her teachers, and then she comes home and she speaks South African again. So she's going to do as best as she can the American words. We might get a little bit of that wrong, but we're going to try. So our first word is university. When my oldest daughter finished school in South Africa, she was going to go to university, and I asked a few moms, what university should we look at? And they looked at me very strangely because the word
is college, yeah.
The word is college here. University is not the same, is not used the same here, even though Hannah's university is called University of Georgia. They never say that. They say college. That is it. So the next word I have a little prop here. What is this? This in South Africa is a cozy. And I sent an SMS to one of our friends to say, bring your cozies and come for a swim.
And they had to research, like, what's a cozy? Because here it's called a bathing suit.
Yes. And bring your slops.
Flip-flops.
Flip-flops. So another piece of clothing. To me, this is a jersey.
Here it's a sweater or a sweatshirt.
And all the kids love to wear tracksuit tops. This would be with the hood, and in South Africa we call it tracksuit top.
But here it's called a hoodie.
Yes.
So when I would say at school, I like your tracksuit top, they wouldn't understand me because here it's called a hoodie.
Yes. And I've been working a little bit at Amy's school as a substitute teacher, and I've really realized how much I have been misunderstood when the kids look at me very blankly. I would often say to them, let's color this in with your Cokies. Marker, yes. And let's go out for break time.
Recess, yeah.
Recess. And when we did your school tour, do you remember I asked the school tour lady, where is the tuck shop?
It's called the cafeteria here.
Cafeteria. And it is just like the High School Musical movie. It is exactly the same. It looks the same. It's beautiful. Okay, another one that we use is, let's go and play on the jungle gym outside.
Here it's called a playground.
Yes, playground. So another really funny one, which we still can't get our head around, is, I need to go to the toilet or the bathroom. Here they do not say that.
They say potty or restroom.
So,
like, I'm gonna go to the restroom, or I need to go to the potty.
but it's party. Am I saying it right? It almost sounds like party the way they say it.
But
How do they say it?
I don't know.
Can I go pee in the party? That was a big change for us, and I think it is more southern Georgia that people say that, not all around America, but it's very common here to say that. Another topic of conversation which we had when we got here, I could not drive because I didn't have an international driver's license, so I had to do the test all over again. And we would call Ubers to come and pick us up to wherever we were going, and I would direct the Uber driver and say to him, at the robot, turn left. And
it's called a traffic light or a stoplight. And so he looked at us curiously, and so he's now calling it a robot to all his passengers.
Yeah, he loved, the one particular Uber driver absolutely loved the way we said robot, and he said he was going to use it all the time, and we always laugh about this, and we still say robots, but they don't use that word here. It's traffic light or stoplight. Another word is what is the route to go to school?
Route.
And your front of your car is called, for us in South Africa, it's called the bonnets, and in America it's the
hood.
And then the back of the car in South Africa we would call the boot, and in America you call it
the trunk. I actually have a joke for this in South Africa. It was, why can't your car play football? Because it only has one boot. So when I told my friends, they would look at me like, your car doesn't have a boot.
Those words took a while to get used to. Actually, we still don't use them. Another one is let's go to the garage to fill up the car with petrol.
Let's go to the gas station to fill up on gas.
Yes. And here you have to do it all by yourself and learn how to fill it up all by yourself. Okay, the next couple of words we've got are more food items. And we have a long list going. Please add some of your words below if you think of any. So South Africans are very into their hot cup of tea. And I would always say to a friend when I first arrived, can I come for a cup of tea?
And they would give us a ice cup of tea because they would keep iced tea in their fridge.
Yes. It's more like the Lipton's chilled tea in South Africa. Very common to arrive at people's house and have a chilled glass of chilled iced tea. It's sweet. It's very sweet.
Yeah.
And then another word you have to get right. We've been to many restaurants and asked for a glass of water. And it's not that.
It's called water.
And they couldn't understand us. When we first came 2 years ago, I asked for a glass of water with a straw. And I said it about 5 times.
Yeah, but it's like a glass of water.
And the straw is more...
like straw.
Yes, that's it. So here, if you invite a whole lot of friends over and you have children running around and you have meat and chicken and lots of gathering of people, it's very different here. We in South Africa would call it a braai. Here
it's called a barbecue or a cookout.
And nobody really knew what a braai was. Now my friends are getting used to me saying braai, but very new word for them, braai. It's a barbecue. And then on the braai, they always have...
Millies.
Well, in South Africa, it's mealies. Is that how they call it here?
No, they call corn on the cob.
Okay, so it's a mealie, which they call corn on the cob, and delicious, I have to say. That's a firm favorite. We've learned to love that. And then we at a braai would always have a bowl of biltong.
which is really good, but in here it's not as good, and it's called beef jerky.
It's called beef jerky. It's really not the same. Beef jerky is a little bit like salami, and you have to make your own biltong if you really want a good piece of biltong. And another thing I battled to find here, because I kept on asking for tomato sauce.
It's called ketchup here, because they'd probably think like you squeeze tomatoes and create a sauce. But no, it's like
Exactly that.
it's sauce that you put on like your hot dogs.
Exactly that. And a serviette for us in South Africa is called...
A napkin.
That's right. And when I go to the shops to look for some minced meat, it is not called minced meat. It is called...
Ground beef.
Which it is ground
Yeah.
beef. But you go into the store, which is a shop like Pick n Pay, and Publix is a store, and you ask somebody for that and they don't understand what you are asking for. Another thing is we often go to McDonald's, and the first time we went and I did a drive-through, I asked them for some hot chips.
They wouldn't understand her because it's called hot fries here. If you said like chips, they would give you a packet of chips like Lay's.
Exactly that. So these small little words, you take a long time to get used to, and it's been 2 years, so we are learning. And this week we went to McDonald's and I said, "Hi, can I have some fries?" And they were perfect with my understanding.
Yeah.
Another thing they use here is very different to us. In South Africa, we would say, "Please go and throw your rubbish in the dustbin."
But it would be like throw your trash into the trash can or into the trash.
Into the trash. I think trash is used for
Like-
dustbin and rubbish.
Yeah.
Trash.
Or the trash can. Or the trash bin.
And I realized that also teaching at school, I would say to some kids, you know, after they've done some work and we had to clean up their tables, "Please go and throw your rubbish away," and they never understood me. As well as a little expression at school or with the kids, we would often say, "Well done, Amy, well done." They don't say that, they understand what we're saying, but they use
it's like-
another expression here.
Great job.
Yes, and we've learned that, and I've said that now a lot. Great job. I like that. It's encouraging. Great job, Amy.
Yeah.
Some expressions we've written down, and hopefully my local American friends will get a better understanding of me now after I've done this video. As you've heard, Amy says "ja" a lot, and that is an Afrikaans word for yes. Another Afrikaans word that we use a lot is "dis lekker."
Which is like, this is good, or this barbecue is good. And yeah.
It's a lekker braai. And you just can't replace that. So it really means it's just great. It's great. Now, another expression we often say, "How's it? What's up?" And they don't say that here. They would look at us very strangely when we say "how's it?" And here, everywhere you go, they say one thing.
Hi, y'all.
I can't get it quite right. I'm practicing. They say it very fast, and I am mocked every time I say it.
It's like the words "you" and "all" together. Y'all.
Hi, y'all. Okay, in South Africa, we say "eish, man," and there's no other expression. "Eish" is just
Like,
"oh
dear."
dear." And we text it a lot to each other. EISH. Aish. It just means "oh dear." Oh darn it.
Darn it.
Another thing we use a lot, and people have asked me, is at the end of a word, so I can say,
Question.
it's hot, hey?
It's as like they add it for like a question.
We
Like-
turn it into a question by saying hey at the end. H-E-Y. And somebody asked me at the school the one day why I would say H-A-Y. They thought it was hay, as in straw. Why I was always adding that at the end of my sentences. So now I'm trying not to say that because they don't understand.
Yeah.
It's hot, eh? We turn it into a question. And South Africans say a lot, oh shame.
And they would say it as
Oh,
like
shame.
a sympathetic way.
Oh,
Like,
shame, Amy.
did you hurt yourself?
Oh, shame. Oh, shame. And you just get this like blank expression from people.
Like,
They don't understand you, and they don't understand why you say it a lot. The funniest one in South Africa that we use so much is now, just now, and it can mean
Like-
anything from 1 minute to
an hour.
Yes.
And hours. So it's kind of a way of saying later or like.
It
Yeah.
is, but there's no time zone to it in South Africa. So we would be on a text and say, okay, I'll call you back just now. And it could be in 3 hours' time, or it could be in 10 minutes' time. I don't know where we got that from, but South Africans say it a lot. And we laugh a lot about that because we still say that, and we can't change it because it's a habit. We have these expressions. Can you think of anything else, Amy?
Actually, two more. So, one is advert, which is a South African way of saying commercial.
Okay, on the TV.
And another one,
Oh, I forgot this. Okay,
doo-doo,
I forgot. Okay, in South Africa we have rusks.
which is kind of
A cup
like
of hot
biscotti.
Yes, cup of hot tea with a rusk is just our favorite. But in America they have
Chocolate chip cookies.
and we are quite addicted to chocolate chip cookies. But we would call that in South Africa
A
a
biscuit.
biscuit.
And
That's a
called a
biscuit.
cookie.
They call the chicken burgers a biscuit. Is it a chicken burger?
No, like scones.
A scone, a biscuit, right? That's been a bit confusing. But you cannot find rusks here. I have to make them, and I sell them as well to friends because they miss them so much. But you have an abundance of chocolate chip cookies everywhere you go. I hope you've had fun with us today. We've had great fun doing this video, and please like and subscribe.
And comment below.
Yes, and have a fabulous day. Bye.
Bye.